All right, fans, welcome to the ballpark. A beautiful Tuesday evening for baseball here at Regency Furniture Stadium. It's another Silver Sluggers Tuesday, Educator Appreciation Night as well at the ballpark this evening. And our first guest this season here on Getting to Know Your Blue Crabs is infielder Matt Craig. Matt, thank you very much for joining me.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, Matt, you're a newcomer here to the Blue Crabs in 2010. For fans that don't quite know you yet, you're a first baseman, you're a third baseman, very versatile defensively, but you spent most of your time DHing for the Blue Crabs here in the early season. Obviously, Patrick's at third, Eric's at first, two third-year Blue Crabs. So would you rather be out in the field every day, or do you like DHing?
It doesn't matter to me, just as long as I get to hit, really. That's what Bush brought me here to do, is to hit, and any chance that I get to play first and third, I'll take it. I like playing defense, but DH suits me just fine.
Do you feel like you're locked in? You started the season on a nice little hit streak. You got a hit in each of the first 8 ball games of the season. You had the hit streak snapped the other day, but you were the only guy to hit in the first 8 games of the season in the league, and you've got the longest hit streak in the league now. So, I mean, how do you feel up there?
I feel all right. I'm still, trying to work into it. This is pretty much, my spring training. I've had 10 games in the year, and normally during spring camp, you get 15, 16 games before you go into the season. So I'm working on some things, but it's coming around. But it's coming around quick, and hopefully it'll take off here soon.
Now, your interests kind of go beyond just baseball. Obviously, baseball is your main focus. You're a guy who's played in AAA. Obviously, you believe you're going to reach the major leagues, I'm sure. But in the off-season, you've got, I don't know if you call it a hobby or a second career, but you're into finance, into the stock market. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in you have to have an outlet outside of baseball. You have to have something else going on where you just get away from the game. And I've been working with my dad for, a couple years now in the finance field, trading stocks, stock market stuff, and he's had some some good success, and I'm trying to pick it up as well as play baseball at the same time. So I have that as well as a few websites me and a couple of our buddies develop and putting together, and it's just an outlet, just something to get away from baseball and to dabble in some other field, and hopefully something takes off, and after baseball I can focus on that.
One thing I like to ask newcomers into the Atlantic League once they get here is, where do they think the level of play stacks up to other leagues they've played in? Now, you're a AAA guy. You've played with the Cubs in AAA, the Marlins in AAA, so I mean, you know what it's all about by now in your career. A lot of guys come into this league and say, wow, this really is AA or maybe AAA baseball on its best night. From the limited time you've been here, where do you think it stacks up?
Yeah, I've just been here 10 games, but so far from what I've seen, it's definitely, like you said, definitely a AA, AAA baseball. AA, you might have younger guys, but AAA, a little older veteran feel to it. But the level of play between AA and AAA is about the same, and it's the same here. So I've been pleasantly surprised, not really surprised, I guess, but the level of play is definitely high, and it's been good for me.
Yeah, that's one thing that the fans that are new to this league might not realize either. At first glance, they see 8 teams, but then they go deeper, look at the rosters. You see recognizable names that have played in the major leagues, have played in AAA, and one thing that really lets fans know the level of baseball that we play at is some of the guys our players have played with. And another thing I like to ask guys new to the league is, who's the best player you've been a teammate with during your career? You've been with the Cubs, Marlins. I'm sure you've played with some really, really good major league talent.
I have. I was on a AA team in 2005, my second year in AA, and I think everybody on the in the starting lineup has had some big league time at some point. Giovanni Soto obviously was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. Played with him, and Ryan Theriot, starting shortstop for the Cubs. Probably the 2 best people I played with. Ricky Nolasco, number 1, number 2 pitcher for the Marlins is another name. But I've been fortunate to be around some really good ball players with the Cubs and Marlins, and to be on some good teams. And you learn a lot, and you make some good friends, and that's a big part of the game.
Now, you're a native Texan. You were born in Dallas. You still make your off-season home in Dallas. Cowboy fan, I assume, here in Redskins country. How's that working out?
No, it's been working out great. My my host dad's a big Redskins fan, so I think he wanted to kick me out of the house when he found out I was a Cowboys fan. But yeah, born and raised in Dallas. You know, I love it there. I've lived all over the country and always find my way back to Texas.
Looking at your baseball career, how many more years do you think that you'd like to play? You know, this is a veteran league, and that's another question I like to ask. You know, obviously every guy in this league thinks they have the stuff to reach the major leagues, otherwise they wouldn't be out there competing and working so hard day in and day out. Obviously you've got the other interests, as we talked about, outside of baseball. Have you given thought to how long you want to play?
You know, I think everybody gives, you know, some sort of thought to how long they want to play. Honestly, you know, I try not to put a limit on, you know, by year 2, I need to be doing this. Year 5, I need to be doing this. I just think that that's kind of counterproductive, and you know, I'll take it one day at a time, 1 year at a time. And at the end of the year, you got to sit down and you know, figure out where you are, what you want to do, and you go forward from there. It's but you know, I really can't say, you know, what I'm going to be doing for, you know, a year from now.
Matt, thanks very much.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, for Matt Craig, this is Paul Braverman saying so long from the big board for now, but be sure to join us again here pregame here at the ballpark for Getting to Know Your Blue Crabs.